Hello, welcome back, welcome along. Nigel here with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench, and we're back with the DeAgostini 1/6 scale Mustang GT500. What a beautiful model it's turning out to be. It's a massive, massive 1/6 scale. It's about 700mm long. If you want to join in and build along with me, there is a link down in the description below this video. You can go on there, click on that, and that will take you to their website, and you can go and check out pricing and everything on there. So without further ado, let's get on with this. Today we've received packs 19 to 23, and in today's video we're going to cover 19, 20 and 21, which is basically putting together a passenger seat. So without further ado, let's get to the overhead camera, get our screwdrivers out and start building. Okay, so here we are, part 19, or pack 19 should I say. And we're really getting into this build now. So in here we've got the magazine as per usual with all the contact details and everything. I hear DeAgostini's customer service is very good. But, not had to use them myself other than arranging this this promotional build. So we're starting off this one, the SVT Mustangs, which was the special vehicles team. And here you can see there's a Fox body, which is one of my favourite Mustangs. They were often the hated one, the black sheep of the family, but I think now they're very, very popular. I absolutely love them. Unfortunately, they rust faster than an Alfa Romeo, so there ain't many left. I remember seeing one in California, yeah, absolutely awesome. So there's the SVT Fox body, and then we have an is that an S97? I'm sure someone will tell me in the comments. That's basically the convertible version of that one. So this was the one that came before 2005, wasn't it? Yeah, very, very popular indeed. And then, of course, 2005 along came the Mustang that actually looked like a Mustang. And then here we have the GTX1 concept open to the sky. So this was a concept car unveiled in 2005 at SEMA. Very, very beautiful Ford GT, basically with a completely removable roof. You can see in there the beautiful seating, the same seats as a normal GT, and then here you can see the classic, the Ford GT Roadster, Ford GT40 Roadster, whatever. Yeah, so beautiful. Apparently this car still races today, and there's some other images of it. You can see it as a T-top, and you can see it here with the roof completely removed. Very, very pretty car. Peculiar roof. The GTX1 Roadster concept had a roof made up of 4 fibre panels painted in the same orange-yellow colour as the rest of the bodywork, allowing the vehicle to be configured in 3 different layouts: closed coupe, T-top and convertible. So yeah, very nice indeed. It had the big old iron GT Ford GT 5.4 litre 550 horsepower V8 block remained visible. So there we are. Right, so let's have a look in here at the build. Whenever we do these, I always show you the magazine as well. I never just go straight to the build. So if you're not interested in the magazine, just fast forward until you see me open these pages up. So in pack 19, we're back to seats again. Remember, we've already done these. So we've got to get these open. So I'm going to grab a pair of scissors, because I don't have my cutting mat down today. This light green you can see here is actually cardboard. So obviously I'm not going to cut over that. So we have in here, we have a plastic tray. Let's get the magazine back straight. We have some foam. And then here we have a seat back and an inner support. So this is soft and this is rigid. So we get those scissors out of the way. And we also have some screws, some PS14. So plastic screws. The P stands for plastic. So that's handy. So we won't need to do any thread cutting today. So we can get those out of there. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 5 of those. So we're going to need 4 of them. So basically what they're telling us to do here is take this seat back and add this inner support piece. So that is literally going to pop in, and then make sure the actual surround. Let me get the light on now that we're not looking at the magazine anymore. You can see this actual surround here needs to be clipped around. So that's that done. Fit the seat backrest frame into the inside of the seat. We've already done that. And they're saying to make sure it's fully inserted underneath the edge. Yeah, we've already done that. Now they're telling us to fit the chrome insert. So there's a hole here, you can see there's a chrome insert going to go in there. So we'll get that one out of there. And that one, it has ejector pin marks on the front, which are probably going to stop it going in, but I'm not allowed to cut anything off. So that's gone in there nice and tight, so you can see that's the vertical logo there. I think they would have the pony on there normally on the real car. So that's that gone in. Next, place the right front seat backrest trim. They're calling it right front seat. It's actually the passenger seat in America. So we're going to place the right front seat backrest trim 19D in the back, on the back of the backrest. Identify the 4 attachment points indicated in the picture and put the trim into position, seating it fully before securing it with 4 PS14 screws. So you can see this is obviously going to go this way round. Okay. And that's going to go on like so. Alright. Can you fit it the wrong way round? Not really. So yeah, it goes on that way round, so that when you look at it from the side, these bits go forward, because obviously they're parts of the hinge, and we need to make sure that those actually pop down on there. And then we're going to grab our screwdriver, we're going to pick up a screw, put it into the hole, then just put these in just a couple of turns, and then we can go around and lock them up afterwards. Remember, these are plastic screws. They're metal screws. They're made of metal, but they're going into plastic. They're self-tappers. They're not machine screws. So we have to be sure not to over-tighten anything. Okay, so that's going to go in, and just turn it until it just stops. Okay, you can see there we've got movement. If I turn that screw in until it just stops, you can see we just still got a tiny bit of movement. We need to go a little bit tighter. We don't want to be grunching anything down. It's not a stressed part. It's not part of the suspension. It doesn't need to be clamped up or anything. We just want to hold it in place. The reason I'm saying it is this plastic that these screws are going into, they are quite small, and the plastic is not that hard. It's hard enough to hold them forever, but it's not, you know, rock hard. So you're going to be careful not to rip the threads out, because they're, as you can see, they're very small diameter, and it would be very easy to rip the thread open. I've still got a bit of movement there, so I'm going to nip that one up a bit more. There we go. Still got some movement on that one, so I'm going to nip that one up a bit more. Blimey, we've still got movement. These are taking quite a lot of effort to get in. I'm worried that I'm going to strip the threads. You need to make sure it's secure and not moving. That one's moving. But I think it's something we'll get a feel for after a while. It's as you can see, we've still got movement on that one, even though the screw feels very tight. Okay, you can fit. It goes tight, and then it will come to a stop. I was being overcautious. I hate actually stripping things. There we go. That's in there now. Okay, so they do actually come to a final. They're quite difficult to get in, and then they stop. So there we are. So that's that done. And then we're going to add the foam trim. Now we've got a cutout in here. Cutout in here. That's going to go over that area there. So that is literally going to go in like that, and that's it. Okay. So that is our. This is how the right front back seat rest looks, front and back, after the assembly is complete. Okay. So you've got your bit of chrome trim in there. You've got your chrome legs sticking forward. You've got your surround around the outside, which is all nice and snug, not flopping around. And that's that for part 19. So, let's have a look at part 20. I love the sound of my car. Right, so going into here, we've got pack 20 now. So this is going to be more seat parts. So as usual, the bits and pieces down there. So we've got here, All-American, Detroit, birthplace of the car industry. Anybody who knows me will know about my story about being in Detroit. Absolutely hilarious, but petrified at the time. But there we go. So here we can see in 1910, they've got Model Ts coming off the line. You can see the body coming down a ramp there, which is going to go on. So this was the first sort of production line, and then Ford went on to you know, productionize Liberator B-24 bombers, didn't they? And they were turning one out every 55 or 65 minutes, I think. It was absolutely incredible. So you can see here a line of Model Ts. There we go. Big three. Detroit's automobile history started in 1903 when Henry Ford, with the help of 11 investors who contributed a total of $28,000, created the Ford Motor Company. Bloody hell. You couldn't even buy a car for that these days. Initially, the future industrialist bought a workshop in Mack Avenue, but very soon these premises became too small, and in 1904 he moved his equipment and workers to Piquette Avenue, Detroit. This is where he built his Model T, the car that would change history. Certainly did. And then we've got Cadillac over here. And I'm sure it was going to be Ford, Cadillac and Chevrolet, I'm guessing, with the big three, without reading that. Built in 1977, the Renaissance Centre, also known as the GM Renaissance Centre, is the headquarters of General Motors. It's a lasting testament to the fruits of the American car industry, which gave so much to the city. Yeah, if you've seen the Grand Tour with Jeremy Clarkson, they did a feature on Detroit. It's absolutely incredible, and I loved it because Jeremy Clarkson drove a Mustang. So there we go. And then here we've got the Ranchero, which was basically like a Fairlane with a pickup body on it. Yeah, so it was a beautiful looking thing. So there's a 1971 Ranchero GT. Here we can see a 66. You can see the difference in the two of them. It just got bigger and bigger. Absolutely huge thing. Beautiful. Despite its vocation as a commercial vehicle, throughout the 1960s, the Ranchero was a good example of a muscle car. Yeah, not a pony car, a muscle car. And here you can see the V8 Cobra Jet engine with forced air intake at the top was the same as that used in the contemporary Mustang and Torino Cobra. And here you can see this was known as a coupe utility in 1957. Look at that. What a beauty. An American and Australian format. Yeah, they were called the Ute, weren't they? That's what I was trying to think of just now. Chevy's equivalent was the El Camino, wasn't it? Which was beautiful as well. Here you can see a 72 Ranchero with a Torino type front end. Beautiful, beautiful. And in 77, the GT designation was no more than decoration, referring to its more sporty outward appearance. It had no more powerful engines than the rest of the range. There you go. I should imagine they were very, very tail happy. Make a fantastic drift car, I should think. Anyway, right, so on with part 20. So this is our right front seat base. So as I say, we've done all this before. You've seen all this. We've done the driver's seat already, haven't we? Okay, so we're going to get these bits out. So all we've got here is some bits of plastic. So we have a plastic tray there with some chrome trim. We have the actual seat base itself. We have the seat base support, and we have the back of the backrest. So there we go. So we'll get the light on so you can see what I'm doing. And we will start assembly. Get ready, the right front seat base frame 28 and right front seat base 20B. That's those two, and then it's going to tell us to put them together. Here we are. We're going to put these together, so that is going to slot into there, and as you can see, same as before, we've got tabs that are going to come in the side. You can see here that's going to come into there. Okay, so everything's gone in nicely, and you've got hot pins in the back here that are going to go into holes in the base. Okay, so once we've done that, the left lower trim 20D marked with an L on the back has two pins that fit into the holes in the front left corner of the underside of the front seat base frame as shown in the picture. So this is the one with, this is going to be the one with L on it. So this is the one with L. So we'll get that one out. So this one is, yeah, that's left. So we've got two pins on here. We've got a pin there and a pin there, and a hole there and a hole there, and these are just literally going to push in because it's a soft vinyl material, and we've got tabs that are going to go in. You see, you've got a tab there and a tab there, and they're going to go into those slots, just like so. And then we've got the right hand one going in as well. Got plastic in the recycling. So that's going there, and that one's going there. There we go. Tabs aligned, everything in. Beautiful bit of chrome trim around that seat. Finally, retrieve the right front seat backrest assembly from the previous issue, and along with the right front seat backrest outer shell, identify the 3 attachment points where the pins on the back fit, and press the parts together. So we've got one, take the foam out, we've got 1 pin, 2 pins, 3 pins, foam in there, and then that is going to align on there. If you get 1 pin to line up, the others will fall into place. There we are. And just press that together. There we go. So that's all nice, and now that sponge will hold that chrome in, and the seat is nice and spongy, just like the real thing. So that's very nice, isn't it? Absolutely huge as well. So is that it? Yep, that's it for part 20. So let's put this to one side and have a look at 21. And here we go. Right then, finally for this video, pack 21. This is going to be more seat parts, but first of all, we'll have a look at the Shelby Terlingua Mustang. In the 1960s, Carroll Shelby and some friends launched the Terlingua racing team, named after a former mining town in Texas. Some 40 years later, Ford and Shelby revived the Terlingua name for a limited series. And there she is. That's my 18th scale model of a Terlingua Special. So there's the car there, and there's the model. You can see there. Beautiful 2008 Shelby Terlingua Mustang, and this is from the Carroll Shelby collection. You can see on the back there, manufactured by Shelby Collectibles Incorporated. It's probably worth about £3.50 today. That's nice to see. On the back there, Carroll Shelby's Children's Foundation. So there we are. Beautiful. I used to have one of these, not a Terlingua. I had a 2007. So there we go, and there she is there, and there's another picture of it, another version there. Absolutely beautiful. It's got a Need for Speed on it. It featured a lot in the Need for Speed game apparently. And then we've got the Mustang of Terlingua Racing Team driver Jerry Titus, photographed at the 1967 Mission Bell 250 Trans Am. There we are, beautiful. So, what does it say down there? A new stage. In 2005, Ford decided to revive the Terlingua name for a limited period of Mustangs that it was producing in collaboration with Shelby. Ford wanted to boost the image and sales of its Mustang V6, a model that was less successful than had been hoped because its performance had failed to meet the expectations. So it was a 375 horsepower 4-litre V6, 20-inch wheels. I actually had those wheels on my Mustang. I'll show you a picture later. So there we go. So we've got some more parts going together here. We've got some screws and everything. And then a third generation, a fresh concept. Third generation Ford Mustang, launched in 1979, was the least Mustang-like of all versions. Converted into a tranquil coupe, it had few sporty variants. I kind of disagree. I think the Mustang Mark II was probably the least, like a Ford Pinto, wasn't it? I think that was more like a Mustang. I mean, it's certainly the way it's recognised today. I think this is more of a Mustang than the Mark II was. But I guess it's just based on opinion. I think it's Mustang II it's called, isn't it? Not Mark II. But, I love them. I absolutely love Fox bodies. I saw one in California. I was at a set of lights, and I think I was turning right, and the guy to my left was going straight on. And yeah, the guy on my left was going straight on. Of course, it's right, left-hand drive car. I was turning right. He was kind of next to me, and I can turn right on a red light, but I wanted to wait and see this thing launched, and it almost lifted the bloody front wheels off the ground. It was a black 5.0 coupe. It was just unbelievably fast. Beautiful. Loved them. Lovely, lovely, lovely. The convertible version was added to the range in 1983 after 9 years in which no Mustang offered this type. I'm not a fan of convertibles, I must be honest. Look at that, beautiful. And then there's the notchback or the saloon or whatever you call it. Love it. Or is that a fastback and that's a coupe? I'm not sure. I can't remember now. I'm sure it tells us in here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Really, really nice. A Mercury Capri RS with a 5-litre engine. These cars kept the same front end of 4 square headlamps throughout their commercial life. So they had a squared off front, the same back end. I bet they're all gone now. Anyway, so let's have a look at some build. I just want to show you quickly a picture. This was my Mustang, 2007, grabber orange, on those wheels, lowered on steeder suspension. And yeah, great it was. But the left-hand drive in the UK I found impossible to get on with. You get onto an A road like out through Oxford or something, you get stepped in a lorry, and you just build up a massive queue behind you because you can't see to get around. So anyway, let's get on with this build. So we'll get the light on because we finished looking at the magazine now. So here we have pack 21, and this is going to finish this video off, but it's also going to finish off this seat. So there we go. So we get the parts out. So we've got the seat base there with the springs, we've got the adjuster rail there, we've got the non-adjuster rail there, and we've got the cushion there, and we've got some screws. So we'll get the bag open, and these are PS again, PS14, same thing, same screws as last time. Okay, right, so we've got all our parts, we checked all our parts off, they're all there. So retrieve the right front seat base assembly and the right front seat backrest assembly that you worked on the previous, offer up the seat base to the lower part of the backrest. Note that the 2 anchor points here are at different heights. So it's made so that when the seat goes forward it goes inwards. So what we're going to do here is actually fit these anchor points in. So that one's going to go I think they're just going to go like that, aren't they? Is that how they're going to go? I'm guessing that's how it goes, yeah? I'm guessing these are the anchor points here, there and there. Okay, so that's that. So it is just a sloppy fit. Then we're going to fit the sponge into the base of the seat. Make sure it goes in the right way round. So as you're looking at that there, this is the front top. Okay, so it's going to go in that way like that. Okay. And then we're going to fit the actual seat base itself. And that's going to go on. That's got a slot underneath that cover there, and then those slots in the side are going to go around, and we have, where's my screwdriver, I want to get this seat, you can see here we have the seat, the soft part of the seat base, that's going to come over this. Okay, so that's going to go over like that, that's gone into there. And then we're going to secure it with 4 PS14 screws. So we're going to put one in there. Again, we're going to put them in, get them all in to hold everything in place before we start tightening anything. I'm going to put one in there. And then we're going to put one in. Come on, go in. There you go. One in there. Right. These are the same as the other ones. They're going in, they feel tight, and then they bind up at the end. Once they bind up at the end, just stop. You see, that one feels like it's stripped, which is a shame because that one's at the back. It's got work to do. In fact, I think it's probably missed the hole is what's happened. I would have, if it bound up and I stripped it, I would have felt it. Okay, so I'm going to wind this one out. Maybe the hole was moulded slightly too big, I don't know, but there's something not right. That feels better. There we go. Okay, so there we are. Now it's telling us to fit these parts here. So this is the seat adjuster. So what they're telling us is that goes like that. So you've got 2 pins on here, you've got 2 holes in there. So that is going to go in like that, and that's going to cover those screws up. And then this one over the page, this one, the right, is going to go in, and we've got the longer part is pointing backwards by the look of it. So you've got the pins here, and you've got a short bit there and a long bit there. So on this one, the longer bit goes to the back. So there is our passenger seat complete, all done. Okay, so happy with that, looking lovely, and that's that. Now with the screws, what I do is I've got an old Tamiya paint pot, and I just keep the screws and just drop them in, job done. I hear you say, but you don't know what screws they are. But when you actually come to need a spare screw because you've lost one, generally there's more than one screw. So you think, well, this is the screw I'm looking for. It's not that one, it's that one. It's none of these either. You can see which one you need just by putting them next to each other. So it's not a case of knowing which one is PS14 and which one is DS12 and all that. It's just a case of, you know, just compare it to the one next to it. There we go. Thank you for watching, guys. I will see you all soon for part... Ooh, what's this been? Part 7. I think this is part 8, isn't it? I forgot to look. But whatever this is, I'll see you on the next one. Yeah, thank you for watching. Don't forget, if you want to join in and build this with me, then have a look at that link down below and you can go and get yourself one. It's now available in the United States, apparently, which makes sense, as it is a Ford Mustang. And it is 6 scale, and it's going to be massive. Absolutely massive. You can see by the size of the seat how big the thing's going to be. I mean, look at it in my hand. It's huge. Fire, guys, just before we go, something I forgot to show you. Also, that screw there, the hole was stripped. I can only imagine the hole must have been too big or something, or the screw at an angle. I don't know. Probably something I did, not DeAgostini. But I certainly didn't feel it even start to bite. So just got the jar out, and if you look in your jar of spare screws, what you will see is you have this one here, which is your DS14, and this one here, which is slightly larger, and that will actually go in there, and that then will bite. So that's what I've done in that screw where I messed up. So yeah, don't be scared to, you know, if you do make a mistake like I've done, just go up a size, and at the end of the day, it's soft plastic. It will take it. The screw will go in. When it's metal, when you're screwing into metal, you can't do it. You need to start drilling and tapping holes if you're going to do it. If we get there, I will show you. But basically, when it's plastic like this, you can just get it screwed up, and you can see already it's come apart again. So I think there is a problem with that lug on my model, because it's just not... Oh, okay, it is holding together, but it's behind the screw that's... It's the padding on the top that's lifting. It's not actually the... So what we're going to do here, on the back of here, I don't think they mention this in the instructions, do they? I don't think they do. No, on the back of the seat, on the back of the space here, you can see this bit coming out. I'll get my tweezers and then I can show you. This is the soft plastic of the actual cushion. And if you pull that up, you can see it's got three pins on it, and they will come over. If you pull it up, they will come over and lock into there like so. Now if you want to, you could put a drop of super glue on there. I don't think it needs it, and now you can see it's pulled down tight. Alright, so there's a couple of little tips for you. Something I don't mention in the instructions. This on the front just slots in like that. It just stays there on its own. But But that on the back, they don't mention in the instructions, and if you pull it down, it does make the seat go forward a lot easier, and also it pulls down that gap there. Okay, so it's that there, and what you're doing is this bit here has got that pin. You can see the pin in there. Hopefully you can see the pin. You're just pulling it up and over, and it goes into that slot. Alright, so there's your seat complete. Job done. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.